But I've got to go over this because the establishment bleeding out, encrusted, disease, discredited joke media is very dangerous right now. They are flailing around in their death throes and can take us down with them right now. We have got to sit back when they call us names and laugh at us and go, you're doing that as a confidence game. You're pathetic. You're falling apart. And call them on their scams and be more bold now than ever. A lot of us have kind of started resting like, oh, okay, people are finally listening. No. This is not the time to do that. This is the time to come out and stop being apologetic to your neighbors. Well, I know it sounds kooky, but there's a global government. It's not kooky that elites want total power. That's history. It's now time to say, hey, we told you so. Look, it came true. We warned you, and there's not time to screw around. We told you the house was on fire when the grease pan exploded and there was just some smoke in the kitchen. We tried to put it out. Now it's spread into the dining room, the living room, the bedroom. There's flames coming out the windows. You're not going to save this thing. You got to get out of it and try to rebuild it. Now there's fire shooting out everywhere, and we're like, we told you there's fire, and they're still going, are you sure that orange stuff that's hot and that smoke is tyranny? I'm not sure. And you're like, well, just forget these people that don't care, don't want to listen. We can't do that. They're lemmings that'll run us off the cliff with them that the globalists are going to be able to misdirect if we don't reach out to them now. It's just that simple. And for all of you that serve the system, as what we've talked about becomes self-evident, and as it's proven that we were right and that we were willing to be criticized in the face of all your propaganda and demonization, including law enforcement harassment, as it becomes evident that we're right, a lot of you aren't waking up and joining liberty. You're deciding to further dig in and make excuses and go along with corruption. Do you like where corruption's taking us? The country falling apart, the world falling apart, crime exploding, insecure future? I mean, do you like that? Do you like the wages of this corruption? Do you like the fruit of this tree? I mean, I'm going to ask you, do you like where it's taking us? Come on in. It's warm in here. Join us. You know you want to. Don't be afraid of Big Brother and the tyrants. That's what's fun, is to put yourself in danger, because you were already in danger. If we're going to die, then we're going to die. If we're going to die, then die with our boots on. In fact, I want to come back in. You can probably find it on YouTube, or we may even have it in there in our music selection. I want Iron Maiden, Die With Your Boots On. I want to come back in with that. I'm about to go to your calls. My point on this issue is that you're not alive till you're living true and being honorable. Doesn't mean you're perfect, but you're not living like a coward. Like Kurt Haskell, I said, you know, you've got this info and you're exposing they staged that attack. They may kill you. And he said, well, they can only kill me once. Whatever, fine. I don't want to die, but that's the way it is. And it's just that giving in to it, giving in to being a man, giving in to being a woman, giving in to who you already were. You have to have cowardice and fear superimposed on you in life. You have to learn to be a coward. You don't have to learn how to be brave. You're standing on the shoulders of your ancestors. They weren't wimps. Cowardice is a fraud and a lie, and it doesn't get you out of trouble. Cowardice brings the wolves. You ought to be afraid of being a coward. I've always said this, and people don't seem to get it. I am not trying to scare you with a show. I believe in you. I believe you have courage. I believe when you hear how bad things are, you're going to get angry and do something about it. I believe in you. People will give us every answer, like coloring with, by the numbers. You know, my kids love those. Or stained glass by the numbers or whatever. I don't have all the answers. I believe in you. I know every time I start fighting corruption and don't stop, we win. I know how powerful humans are, made in the image of the Creator. I suggest we use that power. The globalists know how powerful you are. That's why they jack your water and your food. You're powerful. They don't like you. They realize a small group of conspirators took over the world. They realize we're a lot more than them, and we can take this world back. Now, what made me go on this rant? Then I'm going to your calls. What made me go on this rant? I saw this yesterday. I covered it on the nightly news, and then I didn't even cover it today in 2 hours. AP, Reuters, Fox News, they all covered it. Here's Fox News, Fox Nation. This didn't even go on the main Fox site. It went on their little Tea Party site, their little InfoWars ripoff. Taxpayers paid for Fast and Furious. And it tells us what we already knew from federal filings in Arizona and Illinois, that the government actually sold the guns, in one case, 2,000 of them to Sinaloa drug cartel. Now, last night on the show, I showed you the El Paso Times, UPI, and others, where it was known months ago. And, of course, we knew even before that from the filings. Prison Planet did break this. Just from the federal filings. Listeners broke it. They found it and sent it to us. Listeners broke it. But we broke it in the media, again, showing how you are the power. People always ask, why aren't you covering this? Because I didn't know till you told me. I also get emails and comments why I'm not covering the Wall Street thing. I've covered it every day for a week and a half with guests on many times. And it's still going on. The arrests are still going on. And folks, it's great what they're doing. They're protesting. Now, what Fox doesn't tell you, you'd think Fox would want to bring down Obama. No, it's all about a balance of power in the elite. Is that Sinaloa also confirmed in federal court, and the feds admitted it, is allowed to ship in for 5 years hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tons of pure cocaine through Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and California. Sinaloa is on the border and teamed up with the bankers and is fighting a war with other cartels that are bringing the drugs up and have to go through Sinaloa territory. And our government, which is the big foreign banks, the criminals, are laundering that money publicly and having the ATF ship guns to Sinaloa to try to win their war against the other cartels that aren't laundering their money through Wachovia, Wells Fargo, and others, who've all been caught on record, hundreds of billions in laundered money. If you're a new listener, just Google that. You can read it. It's $376 billion. In 2 years alone, 2.5 years. That's Bloomberg, AP, Reuters as well. So you're not getting the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey would say. And that is the rest of the story. Good day, Paul Harvey. Well, the rest of the story, good day, I'd have to hear him to get the imitation right, is that they're not just allowing the guns to be shipped in and actually having taxpayer money pay for it. In one office, the ATF had said, we're almost in fistfights with agents saying, I'm not going to be part of this, and saying, we've been ordered by the White House to do this. And the White House has perjured themselves. So my point is, we need to come out and toot our horn here that we were right about this. We told you about this 8-9 months ago with precision, and now it's come out, and the Republicans aren't even making this a campaign issue to destroy Barack the criminal Obama. We need to use this issue. Die with your boots on, not licking boots. All right, we're back live. I want to go to XM listener Norm, and then Roku box, Madison, and many others. Let's go. I see somebody disagreeing, but I'm going to get to them. I want to go to folks in order right now. I usually go to folks that disagree first, but it's almost like that's all we ever go to is calls that disagree now, because I only go to the ones that are up front. I'll get to Scott in a minute. I want to talk to somebody listening on a Roku box, though. Everything's moving to that. It's like your internet on your TV. That's how my wife watches TV now. We're going to just stomp the enemy in that format. It's a level playing field. Bye-bye, dinosaur media. Look what we do on the web. Total domination. Glenn Beck, everybody. We dominate them. Let's go ahead and talk to Norm in Nevada on XM 166. I thought it was on another XM channel. I can't keep track of it. Welcome, Norm.
Alex, how you doing today?
Good. Thanks for holding, brother. What's on your mind?
Hey, Big Daddy, I was listening to you and Jesse, and I have a comment. I think you guys are right. I think we need to boycott the NFL. We need to boycott flying. Set a date for that. Definitely, like July 4th sounds really good of next year. The other thing is, too, back to the SEALs. I just have a quick comment on that and what you take on this. After the SEALs went down, evidently, on their bin Laden raid, about, I want to say 3 or 4 weeks after that, or 2 to 3 weeks after that, they had a bunch of SEALs go down in Afghanistan.
No, I mean, I've talked to the father of a Navy SEAL whom I'm not going to get into it. We've known a long time. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. And his son is in, I think he said SEAL Team 3, but he has a friend, best buddy in 6, who said that they said standard operating procedure wasn't followed. It was the whole thing on multiple fronts, and that they believe it was a setup. And then he was like, yeah, they think Al-Qaeda, like, somehow has got a mole and ordered him and put a bomb on him. Like, yeah, Al-Qaeda's got a mole. Yeah, right. The point is, they just can't bring themselves to understand the government did it. But, yes, the SEALs think there was foul play.
Yeah, my other point was that on that other chopper that went down in Afghanistan, it was more of a cover-up when in the Bin Laden thing, but they really didn't give names or nothing like that or anything to anybody about who went down, what their, status was and all that.
Well, that's what I initially thought was we knew some SEALs got killed in the helicopter that blew up in the fake Bin Laden raid, so I was thinking that might have been it. But then I talked to my sources, and they said, no, it was the rest of SEAL Team 6 that was complaining and stuff, and they blew them up. So, I mean, this is directly from the father of a Navy SEAL. And I'm just going to say the family knows the Navy SEAL as well. In fact, I'm going to just shut up there because my family doesn't like me talking about him. But anything else, sir?
Well, hey, wouldn't that be great if Jesse runs with Paul?
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good team. I mean, there's going to be some issues because Jesse's kind of liberal on a few things, but he's being educated. Jesse's really smart and a great guy. You wouldn't believe the things I've convinced him of and shown to him. So he just gets better by the day. He's really waking up. And, he's going through this metamorphosis of having to, look at all this information. I appreciate your call. Good to hear from you. Let's talk to a Roku box listener, Madison in Wisconsin. There's a Madison in Wisconsin as well. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, Alex. I just wanted to, I'm going to be as concise as possible. I sent out just today $500 for one check and $200 for another check to go to the very nice gals in your business office. I had spoken with them in the past, and I'm going to, $500 will get me about 84 memberships times 6. That's about 504 people I can turn on. The other $200 I'm going to send out to some listeners or potential listeners in other northern.
Well, let me say this,
states.
and I'm going to hold you over, Madison, so you can finish up. The check's in the mail, by the way. We do get donations. We do get people buying bulk videos, books. This is a big machine now. For me, it's big. 35 employees or so, some contractors, equipment, bandwidth. It's costing us $4 million a year to operate. $4 million a year. We're a big operation now. People ask me sometimes, is this your day job? Yeah, it's my day job. Stay there.